Will you pray with me? God, this time is yours. Amen. I woke up yesterday morning to a text from my friend. She shared that it was an incredibly difficult morning for her. The last sentence of the text that she sent included a question that resonated deeply with me, and the sentiments are as follows. How do we stand in hope when grief, pain, and heartache feel so ever present? How do we remain steadfast when we are depleted, when we are devastated, when we are weary, when we love someone and it hurts? I sat in that question and it was familiar to me. I wonder the same thing. I'm curious about what resilience means, what hope means, what faithfulness means. This text was from a friend after she shared with me the latest in her and her husband's journey to become foster parents. They received a call this week for 2 children, a moment they've waited for over a year. They prepared, they were ready. Everything fell into place and they were on their way to the hospital to bring their newborns home when they got the call. A devastating series of events meant their wait wasn't over after all. Their house felt quiet and their grief felt loud. It's the year 54. Paul is in Ephesus, where he's been staying for a couple of years. While there, he receives a letter from the church in Corinth, an illustrious, diverse trade city that he had visited on a previous missionary journey. The letter detailed their present situation. Division, immorality, more division, their community was falling apart. I want us to think a little bit about Paul's time and what it took for Paul to write a letter back. All the materials for letter writing, including a scribe, would likely have cost him at least 4 months' worth of wages. So to write a letter was to really have something to say. This is important. Paul's intent in the letter to the church in Corinth was to cover all the bases: division, sexual immorality, lawsuits, marriage, Christian liberty, order of worship, and resurrection. We find ourselves today in the 13th chapter of Paul's surviving letter to the church at Corinth. You've likely heard this one before. If I speak in tongues of mortals and of angels but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away all my possessions and hand over my body so that I might boast, but I do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but it rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will come to an end. As for tongues, they'll cease. Knowledge, it will come to an end. For we know now only in part. We prophesy only in part. When the complete comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. But when I became an adult, I put an end to childish ways. For now we see only in a mirror dimly. But then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, but then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. And now faith, hope, and love abide. These three, and the greatest of these is love. The image in your mind is one of white dresses, some delicious cake, sentimental speeches, and getting down on the dance floor. I'd like us to rid ourselves of that just so we can see how much more than that this text has to say. So I want us to take a deep breath and walk through some of the happenings in the first 12 chapters of 1 Corinthians to figure out what brings Paul and what brings us to this point. 1 Corinthians 3:3, for you are still of the flesh, as long as they're in envy, as long as there is envy and quarreling among you, you are not of the flesh, and are you not of the flesh and behaving according to human inclinations? The Corinthians are envious people. 1 Corinthians 4:7, for who sees anything different in you? What do you have that you did not receive? And as you received it, why do you boast as if it were not a gift? The Corinthians are boastful. 1 Corinthians 4:18, but some of you, thinking I am not coming to you, have become arrogant. The Corinthians are arrogant people. 1 Corinthians 10:23-24, all things are lawful, but not all things are beneficial. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. Do not seek your own advantage, but that of the other. The Corinthians are self-seeking. 1 Corinthians 6:7-8, in fact, to have lawsuits at all with one another is already a defeat for you. Why not rather be wronged? Why not rather be defrauded? But you yourselves wrong and defraud one another, and believers at that. The Corinthians are taking one another to court. They're wronging each other. The Corinthians are divided. Directly before the 13th chapter of Corinthians, we find Paul detailing the spiritual gifts. And the Corinthians are arguing about whose is superior. Friends, our text today is Paul bringing the Corinthian church to account. This demands that they look at the less than pretty aspects of their community and start to figure this stuff out. This isn't a warm and fuzzy text. This text is about ethics and community and how we are to live amongst one another. It is the plumb line. John Calvin says this, I have no doubt that Paul intended it to reprimand the Corinthians in an indirect way, by confronting them with a situation quite the reverse of their own, so that they might recognize their own faults in contrast with what they saw. Paul is calling them to account, and the text in the same way calls us to account. Later in the day yesterday, I got a text from another friend. She's working alongside a girl she knows who struggled in an abusive situation for a while and has been living homeless with her 2-year-old son in California. We'll call this girl Jessica. Earlier in the week, my friend and I caught up, and she shared that Jessica was finally ready to make a change. My friend spent the week looking up resources for her out of the depth of her love and hope for her, hoping to get her out of an abusive situation, to help her with some of her mental health struggles and housing and all she would need to start fresh. But the message I got yesterday from my friend explained that Jessica changed her mind. She was going to keep doing what she was doing. My friend was devastated and worried about Jessica. What if she loses her son? She asked. She loves her. Paul is offering the Corinthians a path to move forward. I'm thinking context might help us learn a little bit more about what these lines mean, so we're going to walk through them. If I speak in tongues of mortals and angels but do not have love, I'm a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. A cult at the time of the Corinthian church used cymbals as part of their wild, ecstatic worship, and were often criticized for making a lot of noise and not making a lot of meaning. The noisy gong is likely referring to bronze vases that was used in the time to amplify actors' voices. If I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away all my possessions and hand over my body so that I might boast, do not have love, I gain nothing. It's worth our remembering that Paul speaks from experience here. When we look at Paul's ministry, Paul in fact speaks in tongues. Paul is a prophet. He had knowledge and understood mysteries of God. He gave himself away. He performed miracles. He can speak to this. Love is patient and kind. It is not envious or boastful, arrogant or rude. Patient here likely means more of a long suffering, a bearing with over time. The Greek term is only ever used when we're talking about being patient with other people. The idea is that if someone has been wronged and they have the power and capacity to avenge themselves, but choose to not do harm, this word fits the bill. That is patience. Love doesn't insist on its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Likely a more accurate translation of wrongdoing here is injustice. So the truth is likely more here understood as embracing God's just and right way of living. Love has no space for injustice. Love bears all things, which implies a triumphant fortitude in bearing of things we conquer them. Love never ends, but as for prophecies, they will come to an end. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will come to an end. For now we know only in part, we prophesy only in part. When the complete comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. But when I became an adult, I put to end childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, but then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. And now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love. I'm going to teach you a seminary word, eschatological. This text has an eschatological understanding. Eschatology is the word we use when we talk about the end of time, when we talk about heaven or hell and our theologies around those things. In our tradition, we believe there's a time that Jesus will come and make all things whole. In this time, we'll no longer have any need for knowledge, for prophecy, or for any of the other spiritual gifts, but we will still need love. Love has an absolute permanency. The end here is incredibly important, but easy to miss. Paul says, I have been fully known. All the love in this chapter hangs on the truth that ours is God, who is all of these things, who is patient, who is kind, who is merciful, who knows us fully, and extends us this type of love. We aren't left to our own capacity to love. We're invited to extend the love that we've been extended. Rewritten, the text might sound a little bit like this. If I can do all of the impressive things and have incredible talents and power and accolades, but don't exercise these things within a framework of love, they're meaningless. They make my life a slew of noise with no depth and no meaning. All of my life and all of our community's life are a network of actions and interactions. All that I am, all that I have, all that I do should exist within a framework of love. Love is long-suffering, willing to bear with others over time. Love is kind. Love does not behave gracelessly. It isn't always wishing it had what everyone else had, figuring out ways to get ahead. Love is joyful, happy for others when they are well. Love cares about justice. It doesn't sweep truth under the rug. It works towards the right and true and whole thing that God intends. Love believes no person is helpless. Love sticks around for people even when it isn't easy. Love has fortitude and consistency and believes a better story. For people, for our community, and for our world, love is forever. A time will come when all is made right, and our accolades and talents and gifts will be no more. We'll no longer need faith because we'll see fully. We'll still live alongside one another in community, and we'll live alongside God, and love will bind us even then. Because our God loves us with perfect love and knows us fully, we're invited to live this love in all that we do. Paul offers this because love is the antidote for a divided community. Paul offers this because love is the way in which we are to build our community and our lives. Though this type of love does apply to marriage, this isn't a beautiful text of affirmation for two people's ceremonious commitment to one another. It is gritty, lifelong learning, a text we must return to over and over and over to continue to order and reorder our lives. Love is the way in which the Corinthians are to live out their gifts. Love is the invitation for how we are to live in the world alongside one another. Paul refuses to affirm even our good talents and our good actions if they're not rooted in love. This invites us to evaluate all that we do, the motives behind it, and to realign ourselves with a God who loves us and then sends us out to love one another. This love isn't sentimental in the way we often think about it. It's active, it's tough, it's resilient, it's long-suffering. This is a way of life in which all else finds its proper place. our use of our finances, our use of our time, of our expertise, of our positions of power, of our interactions with one another. This love mourns a broken foster care system. This love prepares a home and continues to wait for a call that your child will be coming to its house. This love is resilience, hope, faithfulness. This love compels us to see humanity in even those with whom we disagree the most. This love insists on human dignity. This love stands even when grief, pain, and heartache is so ever present. This love doesn't enable others to be less than they could be. This love doesn't stand for abuse. This love gets up and tries again. This love believes that people can change and turn their lives around and is willing to contain them in the process. This love grieves. This love takes a moment to encourage someone. This love considers all its resources and possessions as a tool to be used for a beautiful common life. This love labors towards justice. This love hung on a cross and didn't fight back when insults and false accusations were hurled its way. This love sees you. This love knows you. This love encompasses you and sends you out. This love invites us to take an honest inventory and be liberated in the invitation to recalibrate our lives so love becomes our path, our governing principle, our entire life. This love sustains us and guides us on the journey. We're invited in yet again to receive this love and to live it in all that we do, all that we say, with all that we have and all that we are. Let it be so. Amen. I invite you now to stand with me and sing our hymn of invitation, Rock of Ages, Cleft.